here, love it.
We come over to the Adelaide show here every year.
I'm really excited to be competing today.
Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to you all, our viewers on the live stream. You are here for quite a treat this afternoon, a significant class as part of our light harness section of the show. Councillor Bruce Redpath, what are we going to see here today?
This class now is actually the champion Viceroy Turnout.
And this takes us back to a time when, in fact, motorised vehicles didn't exist and passengers got around on horse and carriage.
They did, Lindsay, get around on horse and carriage, but actually the Viceroy's been a lot later addition. You might show the people at home or wherever that the Viceroy is actually a show vehicle. It came in, what years, Rodney?
1910.
Joseph
Paddington designed the vehicle in London, and that was the first Viceroy, 1910.
But they really, back in 1910, there were vehicles were just starting to happen. How would they have stood up over cobblestones and things like that? They wouldn't, would they? Because these vehicles today wouldn't do. These vehicles today wouldn't stand up to that. They're show vehicles. Whereas you'll see later when we get into buggies and sulkies and things like that, and the heavy harness, which is down there on the other end of the arena now, that's a butcher's cart down there. So, yeah, we're going to do a champion of Viceroy Turnout, which is judging the harness, vehicle, general appearance, and 50 points for the work of the horse.
We are very excited to see this class here today, and we're going to show some old images just now. But before we do, Rodney Lane, you've come all the way from Victoria. This is your passion. What an honour it must be to judge, and we're delighted to have you here.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great, and the quality of the exhibits has been really good so far. We've only in our first day, so I think that, you know, we've got some better classes that are going to come up over the show, and it'll be good viewing for the public at home.
So for the public at home, what should they be looking out for? What will you be looking out for in this champion class?
Okay, I'll be looking for the quality of the performance. So I'm looking for a pony that's going to cover the ground but not running. I'm going to look for a pony that's in frame and engage its hocks, remembering that it's a turnout class. So the quality of the vehicle, the harness and the presentation is going to be assessed as well.
We're going to go let you begin your judging now of our champion Viceroy Turnout, and we'll allow you to go and start that class now. Thank you for having a chat to us. But Bruce, we have some wonderful old photos of Royal Adelaide Show and this very class, or classes leading up to the championship class, that we're going to have a look at now.
My goodness, who did all the homework to get these together?
A wonderful archivist.
Oh, okay, yeah, they're very, very good. And Rodney's actually going over there. He's got some old catalogues and things that he's going to present to them before the show's after. But have a look at this here. We'll see those. They're outstanding vehicles and horses, as you can see, and the gentlemen are in suits and so forth. And that's the way it was in those days. And this is the... is this these showgrounds here?
Yes.
Really? Okay. We'll have a look at the oval now compared to that. Yeah, there's a four-wheel buggy. That's a buggy class, obviously. There. Those pictures are actually going at home as well, yeah.
These are what the boys and girls are seeing at home, and the mums and dads.
Okay, well, that's how boys and girls before, really good trams. They were horse-drawn trams, your milk, your bread, all your wood, coke, all those sort of things.
This is one of the country shows in the lead up to Royal Adelaide.
Oh, that's another working vehicle. The one before that, those people would have been going to church or to a picnic or a hunt or something like that.
Just magnificent.
Yeah.
And the work that goes into having those classes ready here today, for the passion that goes into showing at a show, particularly at a Royal Show, is quite extraordinary, isn't it? The vehicles, the horses, the drivers themselves.
Lindsay, it is amazing how these people still can travel from Brisbane, Sydney show, Melbourne show and to Adelaide to perform with harness, because not only do they need a float for the horses, but they need a vehicle to take the carriages or the lorries, etc. And this year we're going to miss our teams of 4, but you imagine 4 Clydesdales plus the lorries, etc. So, yeah, very, 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 look, they're extraordinary people. Fantastic.
Now, we've got 4 exhibits out here today, but we actually had 5 classes. We've got 5 exhibits out here, but we had 6 classes in the lead-up. One particular competitor had to make a choice between 2 of their exhibits to come out here with the championship class, but I can bring you the results of the lead-up classes to this particular Champion Viceroy Turnout event. The winner of Class 29 was catalogue 197. Nawara Park Pink Panther, that is Corinne Collins and Andrew James's nomination. The winner of Class 30 was catalogue number 198, Stillbrook Tiger Lily, Stuart Ryan's nomination. The most recent winner of Class 31 was catalogue 207, Stuart Ryan once again, so he had a tough decision on which exhibit he'd bring out for our champion, and I'll tell you who that is in just a moment. They're on the circle right now. Was Burrawa Welsh Maid. Class 27's winner was the Viceroy Turnout Hackney Pony, not exceeding 14 hands, and that was catalogue number 196, Glenwood Limited Edition from the Rag and Proctor stables. Now, Bruce, you talk about people travelling a long way. They have come from Mittagong in the Southern Highlands of New South Wales. Class 28 was won by catalogue 208, Ashwood Quest for Fame, Jackie Boyd's nomination. So they are out on the circle now, and looking at 5 magnificent exhibits here, and our Judge Rodney Lane from Victoria has a big task on his hands.
Yeah, absolutely, Lindsay. This is the end for some of them as far as the championship's concerned, and they're very, very keen, and they're competing against champions here that have won in Brisbane, Melbourne and Sydney and Adelaide here before, actually.
Yes, certainly well-known stable names and exhibitor names coming back out here to compete in this championship class.
All very, very competent drivers, as you can see. All sitting straight, holding their hands beautifully, making their ponies work properly. He'll come around now and Rodney will go along and look at their equipment and then give them their workout.
Now, for the people who haven't been involved in this sort of class before, will note that there's not only a driver, but there's also an individual waiting for them at the commencement of their workout.
Yeah, that's the handler. Needs to be part and parcel of it, so that the ponies, after they've worked and got excited and come back to relax, those handlers are there just to keep the harness in check and whatever, and especially when we get into the Hackney classes.
Well, we're about to see the first of our workouts here in a moment, and this is just a magnificent class. This was the commonplace method of travel once upon a time in Australia, but these days we really only see these magnificent Viceroy vehicles at agricultural shows and show driving events. They're often termed as harness classes. They're at royal shows, they're at lots of agricultural shows, and we tend to divide them into light and heavy horse sections. So this is our light horse section. We'll bring you one of our heavy classes later on this afternoon. But the program for these competitors usually includes classes for turnouts, also specifically for the horses or ponies, and then we have separate classes again for the drivers. And in turnout classes like this, the vehicle, the horse, the harness and the general appearance are all judged, whilst in other classes we look specifically at the horse, the pony and the horse or the pony or the driver. So the classes in the lead up to our championship here usually divided into height groups and are sometimes divided into breeds such as Hackney and non-Hackney. And the horses and ponies are judged according to the way they perform at different paces in the individual workouts. So we'll see those workouts in a moment's time. You'll see our judge Rodney Lane is currently inspecting each of the vehicles as they are lined up, and each of the ponies particularly. And the vehicles that you see usually in light harness can be Viceroys. In this class we're looking particularly at Viceroys. But in other light harness classes, you'll see buggies, they're four-wheelers, as are these. And sometimes you'll see the two-wheelers out here, the sulkies and the gigs. Well, the carriage drivers that you're seeing there now are often known as whips, and they can be as young as 10 years old out here in the show ring, or well and truly over 80 years of age, and it's often a family pursuit. I saw the Rag and Proctor team the other day from Mittagong, and they have the grandparents here, the parents here competing, and their gorgeous little daughter as well, who is not old enough yet to compete, but absolutely counting every day down until she can. And the types of horses and ponies that you can see driving are varied and vast. You'll see miniatures, you'll see Welsh ponies and cobs, Hackneys, Australian ponies, you'll see Shetlands, crossbreds, Friesians, and it's all really about having the right temperament so that they can be involved in harness, because you do need a particular temperament and a calmness, not only to be involved in pulling a harness, but also being out here in a show arena where we have rides, big crowds, lots of unusual sights and sounds. You can see the handlers doing their job now, steadying before the workouts of each of these individual exhibitors. Well, horse-drawn carriages were used as early as the 1600s in Europe, and back then it was just a very basic cart on wheels, which made for a particularly uncomfortable ride. But by the 1700s, carriages were made with much better suspension and beautiful interiors and shelters, so they were quite luxurious vehicles. And those who couldn't afford a coach back in those days, well, they had to walk. But by the late 1800s in Australia, we had coaches that varied from very basic through to very comfortable, and really all depended on what the individual family could afford. And Rodney Lane, our judge from Victoria, he's considered one of the best Hackney trainers and carriage drivers in all of the country. He's also trained over in America, and as Bruce Redpath said a few moments ago, we are watching some of the most talented reins women and reins men in all of the country out here competing now for champion Viceroy Turnout.
The second one is 198, and then the third one is 208.
If we look back through the history books too, I can tell you that for 3 years in a row, 2015, 2016, 2017, we had a consecutive champion, and it was Cherry Farm Alaric, exhibited here by Melissa Bensley and the Joneses. Last year, our champion was Rose Air Manicato, exhibited by Andrew James and Corinne Collins. Who will it be today? What do you think? Tell us in the comments section. We'd love to know what you look the like of, or which of these you look the like the look of. Oh my goodness, tongue-tied. And our judge here today, of course, it's all subjective. There will be some criteria that the judge uses, but it is subjective judging, so you can judge too from the comfort of your homes, whether you're at work today or watching on your phone or on your iPad or on your computer. Tell us what you think. On your screens now is catalogue number 198, and that's Stillbrook Tiger Lily, Stuart Ryan's nomination. The winner of Class 30. I'm just moving away from our stewards at the moment because they are alerting the official office of our champion, and we'll bring in our contender unless the contender is already out here. And our judge, without a need for an individual workout, has made a decision here. Well, without giving anything away today, Rodney Lane, what did you really like the look of here today? What caught your eye out there on the circle?
The presentation of particularly the winner, was really of a high standard, and they'd gone far beyond just the presentation of, cleaning the gear. It was spotless, which is great to see. And the second horse is only obviously a young horse, but presented itself really well on the ring. So yeah, I think I'm happy with my decision. Hackney, non-Hackney.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your commentary here today, and thank you for your expertise as a judge. We will have an announcement in just a moment's time.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you for sponsoring this class. Thank you very much.
Well, I can bring you the results now of our champion Viceroy Turnout. It's catalogue number 196 Glenwood Limited Edition from the Rag and Proctor Stables, and they will be just delighted. They were the winner of Class 27.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you very
And the presentation is currently being made. Amanda, we're going to come in and talk to you because I think your mother is about to burst into tears. You must just be over the moon. You have travelled all the way from Mittagong, and that's an extraordinary effort. You've had successes everywhere. Tell us about this particular exhibit.
So this is Glenwood Limited Edition. We actually bred him. He's a Hackney pony. He's about 10 years old, and we've basically, obviously broke him in, trained him ourselves, and he's been very successful at quite a few royals around Australia so far.
Now, I know you're busy being a handler at the moment, but do you think you could walk us through some of the beautiful elements of this exhibit?
Well, basically with the harness, it's about the vehicle. So this is a lovely Gerald Viceroy imported from the USA. It's Chris Smith harness. This particular set is actually a new set of harness, so it's its first show. And then with the horse, it's all about the elevation, the rhythm, the tempo, and the high stepping and consistent action that they can produce on the day.
Now, you've chosen a good driver with you today. She's got a bit of experience behind her.
Just a little bit. I learned from the expert, I guess you could say.
Isn't it beautiful? It's such a family pursuit, isn't it? You've got mum here, you've got dad here, you've got your beautiful little daughter out here, and she just can't wait to get in the driver's seat, can she?
She'll be taking over the reins as soon as she can. She already does at 3.
Congratulations on your enduring successes and your success here this year at the Royal Adelaide Show. We might go in just a moment and get a shot of our reserve champion. I'll bring those results to you in a moment's time.
Reserve champion.
Well, our reserve champion here today, I understand it is also 70th birthday here today. Stuart Ryan, congratulations on your exhibit here today. Tell us about this exhibit, starting with the name, please.
Her name is Burra, Welsh maid. She's a Welsh D-Cob. She won her first class here last year, and she won again at Melbourne, and this has just kept it off.
Well, she is just magnificent. Tell me a little bit for the uninitiated. Tell us about this magnificent carriage.
Well, this is an imported Viceroy from America. I imported it out here about 4 years ago, and it fits her just perfectly.
Well, you look magnificent, just resplendent out here at the Royal Adelaide Show. Congratulations on your successes. Happy birthday to you. And our champion here today, exhibited by Rag and Proctor Stables, all the way from the Southern Highlands in New South Wales. But Stuart Ryan will be very happy with his reserve champion here today, and a happy birthday to him as well. With his nomination, having success here today, previously winning Class 31, Burra Welsh maid. Congratulations once again. What a class.
celebrate the state.
The people.
The magic.
The memories.
The bright lights and high rides.
The sparkling eyes.
Over 2 full weekends.
The Royal Adelaide Show. The show of a lifetime. Pre-purchase tickets and save. theshow.com.au.
It's a fantastic show this year, love it.
We come over to the Adelaide show here every year.
I'm really excited to be competing today.
celebrate the state.
The people.
The magic.
The memories.
The bright lights and high rides.
The sparkling eyes.
Over 2 full weekends.
The Royal Adelaide Show. The show of a lifetime. Free purchase tickets and save. theshow.com.au.
Well, we promised to bring you lots of harness action here this afternoon, and we are delivering. From the light harness to the heavy harness, we have our champion turnout about to be judged. Ray Mitchell, all the way from Bendigo, is officiating here today. Ray, tell me, what spectacular things have we seen here today in terms of the types of vehicles?
The type of vehicle we've got here is a butcher's cart here. It's come from over Victorian Way. It's a lovely, outstanding vehicle for the age of it, and it's a lovely turnout. Next, we've got a pair of horses working in the lorry, as you can see over this way.
Come for a walk, Emily. We'll show you in the background.
We're just going to work these pair of horses out and the single horse as far as champion. This horse here has won 2 classes. The other horse is runner-up to it, so we'll just see how they go in that. So we're going to actually ask them to work and see what we can do from there.
Ray, I'm going to go let you do your job. Thank you for having a chat with us here today. I'm lucky to have Bruce Redpath here with me. He's better known as Redders around the traps here at the Royal Adelaide Show. And we're going to have a sneak peek at one of these vehicles. Bruce, what are we looking at here?
Oh, this is a traditional butcher's vehicle from Carlton in Victoria. You can see it labelled. And there we have our meat inside.
I was feeling a bit hungry.
Yeah, well, there's 2 racks of lamb. I didn't know whether they call it rack of lamb back in those days or not. And but they weren't making as much money as what lambs are today. And then we've got those beautiful continental type sausages, the knives, the butcher's paper, scales on the edge of the there. And we have back 2. And this particular butcher's actually wouldn't have any trouble in filling this. He's got plenty, but there's his pennies.
How good's this?
They're the pennies. And halfpennies. Yeah. Sausages, still got his first penny, that's it. Look, 1 penny and halfpenny. So sausages weren't too dear in those days, weren't they? What are they now? Gourmet sausages, $19.99 a kilo or something. Buy 5 sausages for a penny in those days.
Let's go for a wander around
go.
and have a look at this.
Okay. Thanks, Lindsay. It's all good.
Keep looking around at this vehicle. We'll bring Emily around with us. Come on, Em.
You notice the feed bag.
Hold on, talk us through that.
Well, the bag, the feed bag here is for the oats. When the butcher stops in the street, and pulls the horse up, he can take that bag off, put it around the horse's neck, and the horse can stand there and have a chew of a few oats while he's waiting for the next customer. It's actually chaff in here today.
Oh, it truly is. Come and have a look, Em.
Beautiful chaff.
Attention to detail is just extraordinary. Well, we're seeing our first competitor work out now for champion turnout. This is catalogue number 237. Now, 237 has in fact actually won the 3 classes that would qualify an exhibit to be eligible for champion. But this right now is catalogue number 237 doing our workout, and it is a wonderful example of a butcher's delivery vehicle.
Mike Keogh, who's out there now on the butcher's vehicle, is a very experienced reinsman. For many years, Mike has driven and shown on behalf of Cooper's Brewery here in South Australia and been all around Australia, representing Cooper's not only at shows but at race meetings and things like that. And this is his retirement fund now, and he's got a drover's wagon here, and I haven't seen one of those, or only in old pictures, etc. And he's got that here. He'll bring that out in a minute. The original workers of the horse industry.
Let's go for a wander and actually see them if we can right now. Now, we met this family the other day, the magnificent Marchers. Hello, Marchers. I know you're competing right now, so they can't really say hello, but look at their extraordinary exhibits here, and the feathers. Just beautiful. Now, the collars we saw the other day, we talked to the beautiful family from Glen Quarry. They're being judged at the moment, so they can't respond to us at all in this. But these magnificent exhibits have done so well at many shows around the state and further afield. And this gorgeous vehicle as well. I wonder, Russell, can I ask you very quickly to tell us a little about this vehicle?
Oh, this one's an Adelaide Lawton lorry that we restored, I think, over 10 years ago. So it's all original, but obviously new timbers and things, and painted by a fellow who passed away, very famous, Bob Woods, down in Victoria. So many vehicles that get shown here have been painted by him. So, yeah, this is one of them. Very special one.
Well, the March family look just wonderful up there. Very best of luck to you today.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Good to chat to Russell March there. He's actually, in fact, on the Clydesdale representative body across Australia and a huge advocate for the heavy harness delivery community. And you can see the beautiful work here. Glen Quarry Clydesdales, just magnificent. They're off now to do their workout. Catalogue number 241 and 238 from Glen Quarry Clydesdales. And in fact, they are from Glen Heath Farms, a farm that the March family have owned for 125 years. And they've been exhibiting here at this very show for many generations. So let's watch their workout now. Well, right now you're watching our competitors for Champion Turnout, the Hinckley March and Sons vehicle. Roy and Marge Hinckley, of course, with their passion for the heavy horses, their Clydesdales and these vehicles. It's been passed down through the generations to Kerry Ann and her husband Russell and their son Christian. You wouldn't believe it, that driver that you're watching on board now literally flew in from Geraldton 48 hours ago because he didn't want to miss the Royal Adelaide show, and he so wanted to be part of their exhibit here today, and so he's come all the way out. The daughters too, they drive as well, so it is a true family pursuit and a family passion. Well, you are seeing a very special moment here with our judge from Bendigo making the presentation of the tricoloured ribbon to Mike Keogh in his nomination of Joe. I like the simplicity of that name. He's been showing heavy harness here with his wife for many years, and they've been part of the driving team here at Royal Adelaide Show as long as anyone can remember. Well, our reserve champions here today from Glencorie Clydesdales. It will be Glencorie. Glencorie's two nominations here with Willaborough back Flashjack. Well, Kerry Ann, congratulations on your reserve champion here today. Tell me about the two Clydesdales you brought out with you for this championship class.
We have Jet here and Jack on the side, and they've been pair now for 3 years, and they get along well, really good. They're, we didn't breed these ones, but they are champion horses, so we've done a great job showing them and getting some really good prizes.
Just beautiful. Congratulations on your successes.
Thank you so much.
Well, come on for a little wander here with me. We're going to have a quick chat with Mike Keogh. Mike, we didn't get to get the audio of our short interview before, unfortunately, but can you please tell us, this is your nomination, Joe, and this beautiful vehicle. You've got a long history here at the Royal Adelaide Show.
Yes, we've been coming a fair while, and I'm still learning, but I'm enjoying it. And I told the horse, I said, you better behave today, otherwise we're going to put him in the back of the butcher's cart. And
he did his job today. Hey, tell me, I just want to get Emily, our wonderful camera woman here, to zoom in on some key aspects of your vehicle. We've had a look at the back. Tell me about the front. What's important here?
Well, the most important thing is the harness is the right fit for him, and it's top of the range, original old leather show harness. A lot of the fittings would date back to about 1910. We had to get them nickeled and chromed and things like that, and it's a lot of old arts that have died out now, including the collar makers. There's only about one or two. We use Mark Porter in New South Wales. He makes the collars for us, and those bells there would have to be nearly 80 years old on the saddle. The lights that are behind you, they were sold new in about 1915, and the vehicle itself would have to be about 100 years old now, and we look after it pretty well.
On behalf of all of the Australians that get to see these magnificent vehicles only at showtime, thank you for your passion and enthusiasm and for coming out here and competing. Congratulations on being our champion turnout at the 2019 Royal Adelaide Show. Mike Keogh there, what a gentleman, and lovely to see the March family with their successes too here today. What a wonderful day we have had here on the fourth day of the 244th Royal Adelaide Show. It is our great pleasure to bring you this live stream. We hope you're enjoying it. We love your comments, we love your questions. They're heading off now. Wish I was travelling home in that. That'd be a better way than an Uber. But we've had a beautiful day here today. We're going to be back in 2 days' time with a whole heap of action for you. We've got World Cup show jumping. We've got more harness classes coming on later on in the week. We've got a whole heap of things coming up. But I'll tell you what, if you can't get out here to the Royal Adelaide Show in person, where the sun is shining and there's plenty of ways to get here, whether you come by train, by bike, by bus or by tram, we're very happy to bring you this live stream, and we're big thank you once again to our partners for the show, that is Bank SA.
Celebrate the state.
The people.
The magic.
The memories.
The bright lights and high rides.
The sparkling eyes.
Over 2 full weekends.
The Royal Adelaide Show. The show of a lifetime. Pre-purchase tickets and save. theshow.com.au.
show this year. Love it.
We come over to the Adelaide show here every year.
I'm really excited to be competing today.